Some of the biggest pharmacies in America are facing lawsuits over the placement of non-FDA approved homeopathic medicines. Okay, why don't you pick this up? You know, there was a whole push maybe 15 years ago. Homeopath is going to replace chemical medicine, right?
Yeah.
Explain homeopath a little bit so people can understand what we're talking about.
Well, we're talking about things obviously that are not approved by the FDA, not necessarily, vitamins and supplements of that nature, but we're talking about the things that are, boost your brain health, those kinds of things. Take this for your asthma. It's all natural. It's going to make you feel better without having to, use these dangerous pharmaceuticals. And of course, that does appeal to people because you, of all people, know how dangerous pharmaceuticals can be. And the public is aware of that too. And plus, they don't want to pay the big prices. The problem is, it is the Wild West out there with this homeopathic medicine. There's virtually no regulations. We do have instances where one of these supplements that was sold by Walmart, CVS, all these places, was killing infants.
Yeah.
Killing infants because it had deadly nightshade in it. So these are a very real problem. And
there's nobody looking over their shoulder.
Right.
Nobody, I mean, you put it out there, this is good for your brain. Well, okay, you take a year's worth and it destroys your kidneys or your liver or causes some type of heart defect. Everybody's asleep on it. So CVS says this is what the public wants. So we're going to put it up next to a medicine that suggests that this homeopathic drug, this homeopathic thing, has the same efficacy and safety as this chemical produced pharmaceutical.
Right.
And as much as you know how much I hate the pharmaceutical industry, there's very few people that you will meet that have such disdain for the pharmaceutical industry. They at least are under some protection from the standpoint of somebody's kind of looking over their shoulder, the FDA. Sometimes.
A little bit.
A little bit. Homeopathic, none at all.
Right. And it is all about the display. That's what these companies are facing the lawsuits over, saying you put it right there, this homeopath headache remedy right next to the ibuprofen. You put all these things next to the digestive health medicine that have no guarantees. And we know, you've seen documents about the placement of these products. We saw it with Juul. We saw it with Talc.
Yes.
The placement of these products in these very stores.
It's part of the marketing.
It is.
It's what, and so they know they can sell more homeopathic because it's cheaper, and they know that they're not going to be held responsible if somebody does die. They didn't manufacture the product. But the way that they're marketing, they're very aware of what they're doing here. The CIA has launched a new podcast to help spread propaganda about their agency. This is the CIA's effort to whitewash the idea that, we did kill Allende. Yeah, we did kill Diem. We've carried out all these assassinations. We've put coups in place all over the world. And oh, by the way, now we're messing with American politics. Now that one gets real close to home. Whether what I think Trump was, honest to God, he is just a horrible, horrible person and politician. And I have worked everything I can do to defeat him in that effort. But I've also been conscious when the CIA gets involved in presidential politics in the United States, that's very dangerous. And like him or hate him, I swear to you, they're involved. They've been involved in this presidential process for several years now.
Yeah, and this new move, starting a podcast, this is absolute insanity because it is, we know from the first episode that's come out, it's pure propaganda. They want to go out there and, dispel some of the myths about the agency by having members of the agency tell us how great they are. They're going to go out there, because they already have, they're going to tell us, we're killing these people in drone strikes, but they're not going to mention, by the way, we also just murdered 100, 200, 500 civilians with the same drone strike because, oops, we missed the first time, which actually is what Kevin Gastala pointed out from, because he's done such a good job of covering things like this. But this is 100% propaganda from the United States government to whitewash a horrible agency with a despicable history.
Whitewash 75 years of spook conduct that when you start taking a look at it, it should scare the hell out of every American citizen, because it's not just about taking care of it's not just about taking care of us. In a lot of ways, there's hustling us involved. There's covering up that's involved. And I got to tell you something. The CIA has had they've had a free ride for too long. Every now and then a politician will come along, like Frank Church, and say, I want you to open your books a little bit. We need to start seeing what you've been up to. And I think we're almost approaching that time right now.
When a lot of people need to understand too, it's not just what the CIA has done overseas, it's what they've done here on American soil for 75 years. I mean, hell, they had files on Elvis. They thought, oh, well, his gyrations, literally one of their files said, well, his gyrations are corrupting a nation.
Yeah.
So
or Martin Luther King,
exactly.
or any civil rights movement, or any cult.
Activists.
Oh God, talking about targeting environment. Well, now, again, I don't take a stand on this pro-abortion. This is not a stand. But now you've got them going after pro-lifers in a way that I understand. There's got to be some way to contain really crazy conduct, but it's got to be on both sides. You don't just say, well, we're going to target these folks because it's politically correct for us to target these folks. I don't know, man. I just think that once the public starts really understanding, Howard Zinn was, of course, the greatest writer, Chalmers Johnson, Matthew Mintz, those folks were great writers, and they told the story about what was going on with organizations. I don't know who's writing about it anymore. Maybe Matt Taibbi. Who would you say is up there really following this kind of thing? I'd say Matt Taibbi for sure.
I think definitely Kevin Gastala, who is mentioned in this article.
Yeah.
In fact, we've had him on Ring of Fire multiple times.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
And he's very young and very smart, and so he's been doing a heck of a lot of good stuff on this too.
Yeah, well, we need them in there because there are no more Howard Zinns. There are no more Chalmers Johnsons or Matthew Mintz or these people. And if nobody's looking at them, that's real dangerous.